but bring your folding chair. This book is for both women sitting in a folding chair and those at the table. For those in a folding chair, the book offers facts and validation about the challenges women face, an argument for seeing yourself as an asset, not an imposter, and advice for building a strong reputation, identifying allies, and responding to bias. It also has answers to questions that our listeners, whether they work in sales, software, or national security, have asked over and over. Like, how can I improve my experiences at work, be seen and valued, progress in my career? While specific cultures, both geographic and corporate, have a significant influence on each woman's experiences, this book highlights some of the universal challenges women in male-dominated workplaces face and provides solutions. Through research, conversations with experts, and detailed personal accounts, it explains why these systems persist and how industries and organizations need to change. Most of all, it has tips and advice to help you thrive until that happens. But you can't do it alone, nor should you try. As one of our listeners who for 17 years has been the only woman in a small department of a large utility company wrote to us, it's very isolating because there's no one in this section of the company that I can commiserate with or band together with. So I am all on my lonesome to call things out and try to change them. This book will equip you to connect with the few women around you, as well as with the men and leaders who can play a part in your growth and development. You'll also learn to navigate some particularly uncomfortable experiences, including overt bias and sexism. While many companies are tamping down on such attitudes and behaviors, they're still a widespread problem. One of our listeners, a woman in the mining industry, recounted a meeting where she was standing next to a female colleague who was preparing to speak. As she reviewed her talking points on a notepad, which included a to-do list, a male colleague reached over and added "bake a cake" to the list. And another woman, a sales executive in construction, told us, quote, "Going out for drinks, I hear the men talking about other women in the bar. I don't know how to respond to the constant sarcasm. After all, it always has more than a little truth to it. You'll learn when and how to speak up in these situations, even if that inappropriate comment is coming from your boss." While all of the advice is intended to help you as an individual, researcher Teresa Cartador emphasizes at the start of the book that, quote, "the onus really needs to be on organizations to change their cultures, change the reward systems that they have, or change how they value and reward men over women in these kinds of environments." For that reason, in the last section of the book, we call on everyone sitting at the table to build a better culture with those around them. Men and women alike must come together to break up overly masculine cultures, pay attention to the discrimination and harassment happening to women, especially those who are not white, and enact real change. Since our podcast launched, many women have written in to say that our conversations have not only validated their experiences, but have also given them courage and hope. Many times the positive impact that women say our podcast has had on their lives has left me crying at my computer. One woman in a deeply sex-segregated field and workplace told us that for years she'd been sexually harassed and had been scared to speak up. She wrote, "Your podcast gave me a lot of courage, and finally I told the Sexual Harassment Committee about the issues. Things are starting to change. You told us that we need to change our cultures. I think my action is a small but solid step to change our culture in our fields. We hope this book will help you do the same."
Section 1. The Challenges We Face. 1. Subtle Stressors That Hold Us Back. A conversation with Teresa Cartador. It can be difficult when you work in a field or workplace where men significantly outnumber women. Gender bias can run rampant. You can feel like an outsider on your team. You may feel like you have no control over your career path or growth. It takes resilience just to survive, let alone thrive. Teresa Cartador, a professor at the University of Illinois Urbana-Champaign,